Hey, what's up guys, BoHD here, and the OnePlus 8T is in the studio bringing some flagship-like specs for a mid-tier-like price that actually undercuts its bigger brother, the OnePlus 8 Pro. So this is going to be an interesting device to figure out because it's about $150 less than the 8 Pro, and it features almost everything the 8 Pro has, except wireless charging and an IP68 water resistance rating. Although that does come with an asterisk because the T-Mobile version of the 8T features the IP68 water resistance rating, while the unlocked model does not. And while the 8T features no wireless charging support, it has the ability to charge nearly twice as fast with a cable thanks to Warp Charge 65. But anyway, we'll get into that in a moment. OnePlus was nice enough to send us the media kit with the OnePlus 8T and some included protective cases. And I gotta say, the Quantum bumper case is definitely my favorite. Now, if you order a OnePlus 8T, it's gonna come in this long red rectangular box with pretty minimal branding. Lifting off the top of the box, we'll first find a packet containing some paperwork. There's some warranty information, you got a get started guide, and some OnePlus stickers. Underneath, we have the 8T itself wrapped up in some plastic, and we'll see mention of that Warp Charge 65 power adapter. Underneath the phone, we'll find the USB-C charging cable and once again that Warp Charge 65 power adapter that I just mentioned. This will be capable of charging the OnePlus 8T's 4500 mAh battery completely full in just 39 minutes and almost 58% in just 15 minutes according to OnePlus. So that's the unboxing. These are my thoughts on the phone. So after addressing the phone from its plastic clothing, I gotta say, it has a very familiar design as the 8 Pro. It looks and feels great. It feels very premium. We'll find that there's a combination of metal and glass, and it looks like OnePlus has kept the frosted glass on the rear, which I'm actually a big fan of because it kind of hides a lot of fingerprints, and it sort of kind of feels like metal, but it's not. It's just glass. But I do wish that it had wireless charging because since it does not, I would rather have a metal build construction. Now we have the iconic physical alert slider that continues to make an appearance many years after the original OnePlus phone, so I'm glad to see it. The most striking new characteristic has to be the camera module on the rear. There's now a camera module consisting of a main, macro, ultra-wide, and monochrome sensor with a dual LED flash. You got a lot of sensors here, and it's all crammed together in one neat but not very unique module. But hey, everyone's doing it, and I don't really have too much of a preference one way or another. Flipping the phone around, we'll find the 6.55-inch AMOLED display with a 402 pixel per inch index and a 120 hertz refresh rate. There's also a small cutout for the front-facing camera. I gotta say, the 120 hertz refresh rate, it looks beautiful. It's absolutely noticeable, and it makes it hard to go back to phones with a mere 60 hertz refresh rate. Even 90 hertz is, I don't know, it's kind of starting to look old. And when you factor in the processing power of the device and also that beautifully optimized software that OnePlus has had, and I've been a fan of since day one, it's just such a treat. There really aren't many devices that offer the fluidity that OnePlus devices like the OnePlus 8T offers. The Snapdragon 865 chipset with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage. Well, this makes it one of the fastest Android phones money can buy. I mean, gaming, multitasking, and anything else that requires lots of power will definitely benefit. Now, the cameras are going to be largely similar to the lenses found in the 8 Pro. We have a 48 megapixel f1.7 main sensor. We got a 16 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide, 5 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth sensor. What you're really missing is the 48 megapixel telephoto sensor that's found in the 8 Pro, but most people I think can live without it. And I feel like the macro and even the depth sensor to a certain degree were just kind of added to improve the specs on paper and make it seem like you're getting a ton of bang for your buck. It's really going to be the main sensor and the ultra-wide sensor that'll be where people will spend most of their time. And just according to initial test footage, you can capture some pretty darn good results. Not going to be quite on par as the flagships, especially when you really dive into the nitty-gritty details, but camera quality isn't going to be too bad at all here. Now, the biggest missing feature with the 8T is wireless charging, but OnePlus has tried to make up for that by including 65-watt fast wired charging. And you can get a full charge from 0 to 100% in just about 40 minutes, give or take. I pointed this out over on Twitter, but coming from the new iPhone, this fast wired charging is just, it's incredible, and it makes other devices like the iPhone look archaic. My iPhone, for some reason, didn't charge the other night, and I had to top it off the next day with a wire, and it just charged so slowly. Now, with that said, I do love wireless charging, so we're gonna have to kind of wait and see how that factors into my full review. Last but not least, before I sign off here, we do have dual stereo speakers that sound great, and they get super, super loud. So the OnePlus 8T is priced at $749 for the 256 gigabyte model, which places it just below the 8 Pro and above the OnePlus Nord. So if you're interested, I'll place a link in the description. With that said, guys, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this device in the comments down below. As always, I'm BoHD from PhoneDoug.com. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you right back here in the next one. See ya.